Support for City Series Baseball is provided by the Akron Public Schools Career Education Department at 330-761-3131 or apscareers.com.
Welcome to City Series Action, baseball flavor. Live from Canal Park, we have the East Dragons and the Firestone Falcons. Up first, we'll get to the lineups in a minute. My name is Peter George. Up first, Michael Grimmett, shortstop. And we are underway from beautiful Canal Park. Outside, ball one. Yes, beautiful Canal Park. The weather has given us a break today. We got some sunshine, a little overcast. Beautiful day for baseball for these two teams. Strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the mound for Firestone, Joe Durkee. Michael Grimmett, shortstop, our first batter. Swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Firestone trying to get back here again for the championship. And swings and threw it, and strike 3. First strikeout for Joe Durkee. Next up, Avery Jackson. Outside for ball 1. Beautiful day today. This is more like it. One ball and 1 strike on Avery Jackson. Joe Durkee opened the game with a strikeout. Two balls and a strike. Fouled back. Souvenir. Two balls and 1 strike on Avery Jackson. First baseman. Outside, and all of a sudden, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard's a little slow for me. Full count. One out on the first baseman. Fly ball. Nice play. 2 outs. So we got 2 retired here in the first inning. Next up, Trey Kayeka. Fouls it back for strike 1. Got a little piece. Joe Durkee trying to get through a inning very quickly here. ball and a strike. 2 outs. We're just underway here at Canal Park. East and Firestone. It's always a treat for them to come and do a game here. Right at the right fielder. 1, 2, 3. 1 strikeout. After a half inning. East nothing. Firestone coming to bat. All right, Firestone up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Jeff Oshevsky up to bat. On the mound for East, Trey Kayeka. Here's the first pitch. That's a strike. East went up and down on the top of their inning. See what Firestone does here. 0-1 count. Evens it up. Jeff Olszewski, Steve Johnson, and Jacob Weber start the bottom of the first. Swings through it. Strike 2. Fouls back. Souvenir. Rattle off the seats. Everybody's looking. Get that ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Jeff Oshevsky. Strike 3. So each team starts out with a strikeout. Steve Johnson. Swings through it. Both pitchers starting off very well. Right up the middle. Steve Johnson, the first. Our first base runner of the day. Next up, Jacob Weber. Outside, ball 1. Steve Johnson remains at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Gets away, and Firestone advances to second. Man on second now with 1 out. Didn't get away very far, just enough to he could advance to second base. Fouls out of play. 2 balls and a strike. On second, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first. Goes to third. And no play. Steals second, he steals third. Meanwhile, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the batter. Strike 3. Much needed out. 2 out now on Firestone. Next up, Ben Pontius. Ball one. Trying to get that man in from third. Outside, ball and a strike. 2 balls and no strikes. Throw to first. Side is retired. Nice play at first base. 1 hit, 1 left. After an inning. No score here from beautiful Canal Park. We get ready for the second inning. First up for East, Jacob Puzakoulis. I don't have enough trouble saying that once, much less 3 times. Puzakoulis. Ball one. We're in the top of the second inning. No score. Puzakoulis up to bat. Joe Durkee on the mound. Way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Swings through that one. Strike. Umpire was very slow on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe Durkee's going to try and see if he can strike him out. And he does. Strikeout number 2 for him. 1 out in the inning. Next up, Garrett Swain. Third baseman. Two strikeouts for Joe Durkee. Started the first inning that way. He offered. Umpire says no. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And Garrett Swain. Evens the count. I'm sorry, that was 3 balls and 1 strike. So Joe Durkee may go from striking somebody out to walking someone. I have a feeling he's not going to give in, though. He doesn't. Foul ball. Strike 3. He struck him out and he had to throw to first. It's a strikeout, but he made it to first. So it goes as a strikeout, but a bad throw over to first base. And East has themselves a base runner. You don't see that too often. It seemed to be a hurried throw from the catcher. So a strikeout for Joe Durkee. But East has a man on first. Next up, Richard Williams. Yeah, that was an unusual play. Catcher rushed that one just a little bit. Outside. Garrett Swain remains at first. Ball and a strike. 1 out in the inning. It's going to get away. Enables him to get to second. Two balls and a strike. Joe Durkee might be a little flustered after that, what should have been an out. Now it's 3-1, and I bet he was. That error, I think, bothered him. Foul ball. Full count. He's going to try and see if he can come back, strike him out. He did it before. And he did it again. Joe Durkee gets himself organized after that error. Third strikeout so far for him. Next up, Dylan Hardy. Try to see if he can advance that runner from second. Throws back to second base. Nothing on. The way he's pitching, I think I just pay attention to the batter. He's not off the base that much anyway. No balls and a strike to Dylan Hardy. Dylan Handy. Oh, I tell you. I'll get it right. Dylan, I'll get your name right. I think Joe Durkee's got it back now. Lost it a little bit after that error. So you can finish this inning off with a strikeout. Try to see if he would go after that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Man on second. Here on the top of the second. And here we go again. This time a much better throw to first. And the top of the inning is over. Catcher says, okay, I get a little better that time. After an inning and a half, there's no score here at Canal Park. All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off, Josh Alexander. High up for ball 1. Tries the other side of the plate. 2-0. Trey Kayeka on the mound for East. That one hits the bullseye. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball foul. Evens it up at 2-2. Yeah, this is a picture-perfect day. Akron weather cooperating for us today, at least, for this showcase. We go full at 3-2. Trey Kayaka's going to try to get out of this one. Foul ball. Right against the net. Yeah, this is a good day to try to get a suntan. See the crowd down below me. Get some sunscreen on. There's a hit. And right there, shallow center field.
Number 15, Eric Beach.
So with the man on base, next up for Firestone, Eric Beach. Dave were here, he would make a bad beach pun. I would never do that. But if he were here, he would. Throw back to first, nothing on. Dave would say something about day at the beach, I'm sure, or this is like a nice day at the beach. I would not do that. Very professional. Foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Man on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Fouls it back again. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 strikes on 2 foul balls. Got a waste pitch there. Man remains at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. That's outside. Ball gets away a little bit. Stolen base. Two balls and 2 strikes. Eric Beach runs it full. That's ball 4. Firestone gets 2 men on. Nobody out. Ian Hartman. Men on first and second. Nobody out. Strike 1. Try to steal third, and he is out. Nice play. Firestone player had his hands out. Like, I was safe. He was not. So nice play by the catcher. First out of the inning. Man still on first. 2 strikes. Struck him out. Trey Kayeka working himself out of this inning. Now there's 2 out with the man on first. Batter is Ben Newser, who takes ball 1. A little high, 2-0. Trey Kayeka trying to get himself out of this. Suddenly it's 3-0. My guess is the pitcher is not going to give in. I think he's going to give him something to hit. And I was incorrect. Ball 4. Now it's time for the pitcher to help himself. Joe Durkee at the plate. 2 men on. Fouls that one. Ooh, and hits the seats. Couple of souvenirs early in this game. Way outside, and we're even up. Almost hit him. Everybody stays. 2 balls and a strike. Fly ball and a fantastic play. Ends the inning. That was beautiful. After 2, no score from Canal Park. Fantastic play. All right, we begin the 3rd inning here. Dayon Somerville begins this 3rd inning. That was a fantastic play to end the 2nd inning. Great catch there by the first baseman. Way inside. Straightens up. Evens the count at 1-1. I'll score here as we go to the top of the 3rd. Ooh, couldn't hold up on that one. Ball and 2 strikes. Dayon Somerville. James Searcy, and then Michael Grimmett. Making short work of some of these Some of these players, Joe Durkee doing a fantastic job. Next up, James Searcy. Joe Durkee, I think that's his 4th strikeout. Got him inside. Couldn't resist. Ball and a strike. No hit so far from East. Man got on a throwing error, even though it was a strikeout. 3-1. Late call. I don't think Mr. Searcy agreed. Full count. Joe Durkee. I think that's strikeout number 5.
Now that green, this one's down.
2 out.
Raymond.
Go back to the top of the lineup. Michael Grammett. Mr. Durkee's trying to strike out the side, I think. Instead, it's a fly out. Very quick, 1, 2, 3. After 2.5. No score here from Canal Park. Okay, we got a new batter here. Max Irsay coming in here as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Taking Jeff Oshevsky's place. So Max Irsay. He takes ball 1. There's a strike. Don't know what happened, but Max is now in. Fouls that one. The seats, it rattles around. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Out at first. Nice play by the shortstop.
No shortstop, Steve Johnson.
Next up, Steve Johnson. He got hit his last time up. Strike 1. One out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Is it going to be an error? Could be an error. See how they score it. Steve Johnson reaches base.
Now batting, number 4, Jacob Butter.
Next up, Jacob Weber. And they did call that an error. Fouls it back. A lot of souvenirs. Got guy with the Tommy shirt gives it to a little fan. No balls, 1 strike. Man on first here in the bottom of the 3rd. Throws back to first. Nothing doing. Oh. He's out anyway. He hurt himself trying to make that catch. He tried to make that catch, and I think hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. Kind of took a hard fall. So the guy that was on first is out because he was going back to first. And then he tried to go to second. And the guy on first obviously is safe. And we're going to get a replacement. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back to action. Dylan Handy took a fall there, but he's back in. And Pontius up to bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Man on first. Stolen base. I've been stealing that second a lot. One ball, no strikes. Man now on second base. He's going to try to steal third. He makes it. Firestone is a base-stealing team. 2 balls. 2 outs, man on third here in the bottom of the 3rd. Outside, now suddenly it's 3-0. Trey Kaeka trying to get out of this mess. Batter watches it go over for strike 1. I'm guessing he's not going to take this one. He did. My guesses have been absolutely incorrect so far, but I'm going to keep trying. Then on first and third, 2 out. Next up, Josh Alexander. Trey's going to try to get out of this one. Foul ball, strike 1. Looking for a little ground ball to get out of this bottom of the 3rd. Double steal. Firestone scores. Firestone is a base-stealing team. Stole second, stole home. Firestone, the first run of the day. Busy on the base paths, that's for sure. 1-0 Firestone. No balls and 2 strikes here. They got all that without giving up a hit. 0-2 pitch. Men on men on third. Fly ball. They crash into each other, but everything's okay, and that ends the inning. But not before. Firestone, busy on the base paths, get 1. After 3, Firestone 1. East, nothing. Javier Jackson starts the top of the 4th. So we had a double steal in the last inning. Give Joe Durkee a run to play with. Firestone busy on the base paths, that's for sure. I think I got Joe Durkee down for 5 strikeouts. Been fantastic so far. Haven't given up any hits. Both teams have an error. 1-1 here in the top of the 4th. My name's Peter George. Thank you for joining us here on APS 15. Strike. Nice to get some baseball. For all this rainy weather. Finally dried out for us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just outside to even the count. Well, and then they had it wrong on the scoreboard. Never look at the scoreboard. I think that's the first walk. Nope, maybe it might be the second walk for East. All right, the scoreboard was wrong. That was obviously ball 4. I think that scoreboard, they might be a little slow on it. Anyway, man on first for East. That's going to be a double. Whoop, rounding third. He fell down, but he's still okay, and he's going to go all the way around. Runner stops at second, and we are evened up. Obviously, the ball got lost down there. The man on first never stopped running, and we are even at 1. Next up, Jacob Pukakulas. Man on second. Throws back to second, and he throws it away. And then he overthrows third, but he's not going anywhere. And all of a sudden, Firestone's struggling here in the outfield. Bad throw by Joe Durkee to second. Missed everybody completely. So he's probably going to be a little bit rattled here. Nobody out. East is going to try and take advantage of some of these Firestone mistakes they already have with 1 run. Jacob Pukakulas. I'm getting it. I'm getting there. Looking to drive in another run any way he can. Ball and a strike. Guessing the scoreboard is right. Joe Durkee looks at third. Try to concentrate on the man at the plate. Another timeout. Joe Durkee trying to get the right sign that he wants. And we're going to try it again. and gets away a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. I'm thinking he might be a little bit flustered here after the bad throw to second that got the guy to third. Try to see if he can gather himself. Try to make a good pitch. Yeah, he's a little bit struggling. 3 balls and a strike. Cruising along for most of the three innings here, and a couple of mistakes. Now he's gotten out of his game. Yeah, ball 4. Maybe a talk, maybe? Settle him down. Last couple have been wild.
The third baseman, Garrett Swain.
And on first and third, Garrett Swain up to bat. Throws to first, but I think he was still standing on first base. Not much happening there. Joe Durkee going to try to get himself out of this mess. But nobody's going to swing at those. I think that might be four straight balls, something like that. All of a sudden, his control is lost. More mistakes. More mistakes. More mistakes by Firestone. They score. East takes advantage to score another run, and it's 2-1. And they got a man to third. Firestone's having a tough time. There you go. That's what I was looking for. I think I would have done that sooner. You might have a little conversation. Try to relax him. Yeah, he's all upset. Two runs, 1 hit, 1 error for East. 1 run, 2 hits, and now 3 errors for Firestone. See if Joe's settled down a little bit. Start pitching like he did the first 3 innings. 2-1, East leading. And he keeps hitting that same spot. Ball 1. Garrett Swain. Foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe's going to try to see if he can get this guy out and get the first out of the 4th inning. That's it. There's already a man. That's just what he needed. 1 out here on the top of the 4th. Next up, Richard Williams. Man on third still for East, but now there's 1 out. Gets that strikeout he needs. Maybe they can start him up at this inning. Slow pitch, strike. That's what he was doing the first 3 innings. Going to try to see if he can get back to that again. Looking for maybe a shallow fly ball, something that won't score the player from third. Strike 2. No, he's pitching like he did before. Getting himself on the mound, getting himself all organized. I'm guessing he's probably going to go right at him here. Just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out here, 2 in the top of the 4th. Fly ball, just what he needed. Just what he needed. Man stays at 3rd. Two out here now in the 4th.
Second baseman, Dylan Hadley.
Next up, Dylan Handy. Took quite a fall. Seems to be okay. All right, Joe Durkee seems to have gotten himself back. One more out to get himself out of this inning. Strand a man at 3rd. And it hit him. He's been thrown inside, and that one was 2 inside. First hit batter of the game. Dayon Somerville next up. And we're going to have another visit. And that's it. He did a very good job. He just, a couple of errors didn't help anything. Nice hugs from everybody. All right, we've got a new man on the mound. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, Max Aracey taking over for Joe Durkee. Joe goes 3 2/3 innings. About 5 strikeouts. He was just kind of let down a little bit by the errors. Caused him to be a little flustered. See what Max Aracey does here. 2 outs, man on 3rd for East. Going over the signs again. Always a little bit difficult when you got a new pitcher. High throw. The errors continue to give difficulty. But he's out at 3rd. Still, they score another. After 3.5. It is East 3 and Firestone 1. All right, we go to the bottom of the inning. All of a sudden, Trey Kayeka says, I'm ahead 3-1. We wait on the first pitch. Side. Eric Beach. See if he can start Firestone here in the bottom of the 4th. Two and 0. Firestone, very uncharacteristic. 4 errors in this game, leading to the 3 runs. For Firestone, 1 run, 2 hits, and 4 errors. And for East, only 1 hit, but they have 3 runs and they have an error. Evens the count at 2-2. Trey Kayeka's 4th inning. Nice throw from the catcher to get that first out after strike 3. It just happened a lot in this game. Strikeout for Trey Kayeka for the first out of the inning. Ian Hartman's up next. Ball 1. Right to the pitcher. 2 out. Trey Kayeka looking very good in this inning. Ben Newser up next. That was way outside. Catcher couldn't even get that one. Ball 1. Swings through it to even the count. Sun is in and out today. But at least there's sun. And no rain. Offered at it. They called it a strike. I don't think Ben agrees. 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And suddenly it goes full. Here in the bottom of the 4th. See if Trey goes after him or not. He's out at first, and that'll do it. Nice inning pitched for Trey Kayeka. After 4, East 3, Firestone 1. All right, as we go to the 5th, Dayon Somerville leads us off. Max Dearcy taking over for Joe Durkee. Starts him off with a strike. Top of the 5th inning, 3-1. East leads on, helped out by 4 Firestone errors. That was kind of a hanger, but ball 1. Strike. Evens the count at 2-2. And we are going to go full again. Let's see if Max Dearcy challenges him or not. Full count pitch. Challenged him. Still ball 4. First walk. Next up for East, James Searcy. Okay, we got Searcy and we got Earsey. Who said this job was easy? Some people make it look easy. One and one. Man on first, nobody out. Here in the fifth. Offered at it, strike two. Oh. And they're just on the base paths. Wow. Error number 5. Wow. Five errors for Firestone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one gets away and he goes to third. Struck him out. So he gets the strikeout. Now they got a man on third. 1 out. Next up, Michael Grimmett. Trying to get that guy in from third base. Errors can be brutal, and they are so far today for Firestone. Next, Earsey. Trying to get a strikeout here. Slow pitch, ball 2. No. Two and one here. Yep, see, I thought it was 3 and 1. Never pay attention to the scoreboard. Always trust yourself. Remember that, folks. Second walk. Then on first and third now. Walks are also brutal. Javier Jackson up next. East really trying to do some business here. On top of the 5th. Another stolen base. Surprisingly, they didn't try to steal home. Base paths have been very, very active in this game. So now men on second and third and a hit. Make this a 5-1 game, possibly. He leaned into that one. Surprisingly, somehow he didn't get hit. Javier Jackson. We got a timeout, and here comes the manager once again. Let's see if we're just going to have a little conversation. Yep, just a little conversation. In that time at the ball game. Three runs, 1 hit, 1 error. For Firestone, 1 run, 2 hits, and 5 errors. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, the conversation's broken up. Let's see if Mr. Earsey, with a 2-0 count, get a little pop-up here or something. 2-1. No doubt he wants to avoid loading the bases. There's a base open, but I think he's more looking at getting this guy out. Like that. Evens the count at 2-2. Looking to see if he can get a strikeout here. Nice play at first, but he dropped the ball. East gets another run. 4-1. Next up, the pitcher, Trey Calleja. And I'm afraid that was error number 6 for Firestone. Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours, isn't that what they say? Four to 1 here in the 5th. Firestone so far just having one of those days. Men on first and third, 1 out. Active base paths continue. Both of these teams are running teams. Second and third, 1-1, the count. Another one advances, and suddenly it's 5-1. East leads. Two runs in this inning. One helped out by an error. Men still on first and third. East going to steal again. Get that man on first base. They can't help but to steal a base, or try to anyway. Keeping the guy at third. Of course they did. Could have predicted that there at home, I think. So now once again East has men on first and third and second. Fly ball just enough to score one run. And 6-1, East leads. Second out of the inning, but still enough to East to squeeze home one more run. Men on third now. Still 2 outs. See if Max concentrates on this guy. Gets that last out. Strike 1. 3 in the 4th and 3 here in the 5th for East. Strike 2. I think he's going to come right at him here, try to get out of this inning. And he does. strikeout ends the inning. East gets 3. After 4.5, this is East 6 and Firestone 1. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 5th. New batter, Mitch Shofee. Starting us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Firestone. Trey Kayeka continues to pitch. He's only given up 2 hits. Six, 2, and 1 for East. 1, 2, and 6 for Firestone. Yes, that is 6 errors. Strike 1. Middle's inside, straightens him up. 3-1. Firestone trying to get a man on base to get this thing rolling here. Full count. See if Trey Kayeka challenges him here. The full count pitch. Fouls it back. Ooh, look out. Got near a few folks. Looking for the baseball. Nice play. So Mitch comes in, starts this 5th inning rolling for Firestone with a hit. Man on first. And it's our pitcher, Max Heresy. See if he can help the cause here, help himself. Both teams have been active on the bases, so I don't see why Firestone is not going to take advantage of trying to get to second base. I know they need runs, and they don't want to make a out at second. And they're not going now with a 1-1 count. Throws back to first, gets away, but doesn't get away far enough. East are certainly paying attention. Yep, there he goes. He is safe. Ooh, that was very close. Players certainly wanted that one. Good throw by the catcher. No instant replay or anything, folks. Sorry. Umpire or the manager did go out a little bit. Now he's back. East. Up 6-1, but Firestone has a man on second. Nobody out here in the 5th. The pitcher is going to try to see if he can help the cause. A lot of dancing around there on second. And it's catchy. East had an opportunity to get him out at first, did not. Firestone starts out with men on first and third and nobody out. So Max helps himself. The manager is out there talking about something, I'm not sure what, probably something to do with either base interference or something like that, I'm guessing. Some kind of interference. Now we're going to have a visit from the East manager, Trey Kayeka. It's pitched fantastically. And it looks like that might be it for him, huh? Have a little discussion. They're going to make a change. We're waiting to see here if they're going to make a change or just a little discussion. Nope. A little discussions all. No changes. He stays in. So with men on first and third, Steve Johnson comes up with nobody out. Opportunity here to cut into this deficit. That gets away. That would certainly score one, and it does. Firestone moves everybody all the way to around the third. So a wild pitch makes it 6-2. And air number 2 now on East. And we'll see how Trey does with this batter. And if he doesn't do well, I have a feeling they're probably going to take him out. But he has pitched very well. Here into the 5th inning, he looks a little tired. I think this will probably be his last batter. Ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 5th. East leading 6-2. That little piece stays 1-2. Trey's going to try to see if he can bear down, get the first out of the inning. Outside evens it up at 2-2. Man on third for Firestone. A hit will cut this lead in half. Safe at first. No, not safe at first. I didn't think so. I think he was hoping. But he did get an RBI. First out of the inning. And the score is now 6-3. And the bases are now clean. Next up, Jacob Weber. staying with Trey. He did get the out. I think they're trying to see if he can get through this inning. Catcher tried to frame it. 2 balls and no strikes. Almost hit him. So my prediction now is this will be Trey's last batter. I know I said that before. 3 balls and no strikes. See what happens. Watch that go right through. Catcher's having trouble catching the ball, but that's a strike. 3-1. Catcher was looking in at it. Ball 4. Trey's looking for something. I guess a drink. Trey says, I'm staying in. Well, the manager's staying with him, and I like it. Giving him an opportunity to get out of this inning. One out here in the 5th. 6-3. East leads. Next up, Ben Pontius. Let's see what's up. A lot of conversation going on here. Of what? We have no idea. But whatever it is, we're ready to play again, aren't we?
Now for Firestone, number 10, Ben Pontius.
Ben Pontius up to bat. So we get back to baseball. Or not. Stealing bases once again. No surprise there. He's safe. As I said, both of these teams are stolen base happy. One ball and no strikes. That one hits the target, 1-1. That one does not hit the target. Runner advances to third. On third now with 1 out. Swings through that to even the count at 2-2. See what Trey can do here. Try to get an out. Strike 3 called. Nice pitch by Trey. Umpire enthusiastically calling strike 3.
Number 14, Josh Alexander.
2 outs now in the inning. Brings up Josh Alexander. Fouls it back. Bang. Hits against the seats. Nobody moved. Everybody smiling though. That's good. Two outs here in the fifth. 6-3. East leads. Man at third. Josh Alexander being very patient. 2 balls and a strike. Kept his foot on the bag. Yes, he did. Nice play by the first baseman. After 5. East 6 and Firestone 3.
23, Richard Williams.
All right, we start the 6th inning with Richard Williams at the plate. Firestone trailing 6-3. Max Earsey still pitching for Firestone. Six, 2-2 for East. 3-3-6 for Firestone. Starts the top of the 6th off with 2 balls away. Called that a strike. Looked like it hit him. Called it a strike. 2-1. Evens it up at 2-2. See what Max does here. Got a little piece. Stays at 2-2. Oh, tantalizing. Nice pitch by Max for the first out. Is that one of those slow pitches the batter can't hold up?
Now batting number 21, Dylan Handy.
Very, very nice pitch. Next up, Dylan Handy. Okay from his little fall he took. Northwards, he didn't catch the ball, but they still got an out of it, so that was okay. Up at the eyeballs, he can't resist swinging that. 1-1 on Dylan Handy. Nice pitch, strike 2. Another one of those slow pitches. 1 ball and 2 strikes. See what Max does here. Oh, and he strikes him out. 2 fantastic pitches by Max. Max Earsey starts the 6th inning off with 2 strikeouts.
Now back to Dragons, number 8, Dayon Somerville.
Next up, Dayon Somerville. Ball 1. Max pitching beautifully, though, this inning. Fantastic.
Ball.
Trying to make this a 1-2-3 inning. Foul ball. 1-1. Ball gets away from everybody. Umpire has to come to the rescue. Looked good, but the umpire said no. 2 balls and no strikes. Infield hit, and he still got him out. Or did he? Nope, not quite. Infield hit, he was almost caught. First base. But East has a man on first, 2 out. Strike 1. Trying to steal second, of course. He makes it. Both of these teams are base happy, stealing bases. Foul ball. One ball and 2 strikes. Two outs here in the 6th inning. East with a 6-3 lead. Continue for Firestone. Unless they want to catch him on a bad hop. That looks like it could be number 7. Haven't decided yet, but
Now batting number 41,
Michael Grammett. I think they gave him a hit on that one. I don't see the air changing, so yeah, that was a hit. But now they're men on first and third. 2 outs for East. Straight up. And nobody knows where it is. It's 'cause it's a foul ball. Need a long net to catch that one. No balls and 2 strikes here in the 6th. Nice play. Penalty on the inning for East. They don't have any runs, but they still lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning for Firestone. Connor O'Brien, his first opportunity to contribute. And we'll do a little housekeeping here as soon as the first pitch is done. All right, I didn't get the number for the last inning of the person who got the hit, but that was Fabian Shaw from East. I wanted to give him a little credit. Just couldn't see his number from where I was. But he did get the hit. It was not scored in here, so Fabian Shaw, good job. Let's see what Connor O'Brien does here. In the bottom of the 6th. A little outside, but he says strike. 2 balls and a strike. Hey, outside. He tried to get a little piece of it and did not. 2-2. Trey Kayeka has been fantastic. Only given up 3 hits. He's my player of the game if they win. Goes full, 3-2. Foul ball. Stays full for Connor O'Brien. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Firestone's running out of outs. Loose baseball behind home plate. Lots of room behind home plate. You won't get more room anywhere you go, any fields in Akron. You got more room than you do here. Timeout. That's the way to start for Firestone. A walk. Connor O'Brien makes his way to first base.
Canal number 3, Spencer Satcha.
Spencer Setcha. Another new player. Outside. See how active they are? Of course, both teams are active on the base paths. Spencer Setcha. His first at-bat. Throw it away. Connor O'Brien's going to go to second. Third error. of the game for East. Now Spencer has somebody in scoring position. Two balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. Trey might be coming down to the end. I keep saying that. He keeps proving me wrong. Full count. It's ball four. See what the manager does here. 2 men on now with nobody out. And I think that could be it. Here comes the manager. Trey's been fantastic. 5 innings. A little discussion. No doubt ask him how he's doing. Might continue. Nope, that's going to be it. Fantastic job by him. Great job. Yeah, he was fantastic today. 5 innings. Only gave up 3 hits. Good job. All right, we got a pitching change. Take a break and we'll be right back. All right, Michael Grammett comes in. Drake Hayeka was fantastic. 5 innings. Only gave up 3 hits. Michael Grammett in now. See what he does. Here in the 6th inning. Pop up, but that's going to be out of play. Ben Newser at bat. So Michael Grammett comes in. No outs. Man on first and second. Tough business. See how he does. Ball and a strike. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Nice play. Gets a 1 out in second. Gets away at first. Firestone scores 1. Man safe at first base. Now the score is 6-4. And that is the 4th error for East. So Michael Grammett makes a very fantastic play at second base, but the second baseman throws it away. Throws to first. Safe. Let's see if they're active once again on the base paths, which they've been on the whole game. Strike one. Strike two. Michael Grammett trying to come in here and shut this thing down. Close to hitting him, but it did not. 6, 4, and 4 for East, 4, 3, and 6 for Firestone. First baseman bouncing around. Still at first. Two and two. And it's inside and everything's full. Let's see if the first baseman takes off here at 3-2. Did not look like he was. See if he goes this time. Nope. Was ball four? Was not ball four. So obviously the scoreboard has it wrong. That was ball four, was it not, or was it? Or was the scoreboard wrong? Somebody's wrong. It's not me. Okay, now it's 3-2. Okay. Little bit of confusion. That is strike three. Very unhappy batter. Michael Grammett comes in, strikes him out. 2 outs now here in the 6th. Man stays at first. Oh, now that hit him. Oh, it didn't hit him. Base runner goes to second. Must have just got right in between him. And of course, him, of course, is the pitcher. Next, Earsey. Man on second. 2 balls. Shirt keeps coming out of the pitcher. Michael, you got to get yourself fashion conscious now. Tuck that shirt in. Umpire says, okay. There you go. You look good. Can't be pitching with that shirt on. Probably make him pitch better now that the shirt's in. We are at 3-0 here. Trying to get that last out. Keep this a 6-4 game as we go to the last inning. Nope. Ball 4. 2 men on now with 2 out.
Number 11, Steve Johnson.
Steve Johnson's going to see if he can make something happen here with a hit. Try to get him a little closer. Fly ball. Nice play in the outfield after 6. E6 and Firestone 4. Seventh inning. See if maybe East can add on to that 6-4 lead. Xavier Jackson starting us off. He hops out of the way of that one. Fly ball. 1 out. Next up, Trey Kayeka. Pitched very well for 5 innings. Bullseye, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Strike. 0-2. Strike 3. 2 outs. Next up, Jacob Pukakulas. Yes, I know, it is a fantastic name. And he takes ball 1 here in the top of the 7th. Two and 1. Max trying to get the Firestone team to the bottom of the 7th and see if they can do some business. 2 and 2. Oh, 3 and 1. Never mind. That scoreboard again messed me up. Now we are full with that foul ball. Goes into the people. Everybody scatters. Let's see what Jacob does. Strikes out. Fantastic pitching by Max. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Firestone. East leads 6-4. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Firestone. Let's see what happens. Michael Grimmett's going to try to make sure nothing happens except a victory. Ground ball. Nice play. Ran hard. That's the way to do it for Firestone. Always run hard to first base because you never know. Ben Pontius up next. Fly ball. First baseman just goes back to first. There's one out. Josh Alexander up next. And Jacob Weber, that was good. Always run hard to first, and he did, and he made it. Foul ball. Strike one. Jacob Weber at first. Throws back to first. He's safe. Foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. They're on the bottom of the 7th, 1 out. Firestone's trying to tie this game or win. And that's over his head, and that's going to score at least 1. Safe at third. Tying run is at third base. With only 1 out. Discussion on the mound. For Connor O'Brien to tie this game, if he can. Josh Alexander, that was a fantastic triple. Bunt. Lays it down, can't pick it up. We are tied. A little bit of a squeeze there. Connor O'Brien with a fantastic bunt. Gets to first. We are tied at 6. Just like that. Now it's time for Spencer. Try to see if he can advance the runner. 6-6 in the 7th. Firestone, a big comeback, despite their 6 errors. You commit 6 errors and you win a game, that's very unusual. One and 0. Trying to steal again. And he is out. Nice play by the catcher. Maybe a little too aggressive. No, they've been aggressive on the base paths all game. Now there are 2 out. Three balls now and no strikes. Spencer Socha at the plate. Yeah, they've been aggressive on the base paths this whole game. Why change now? Some might say, why would you try to steal? Especially after a walk. It could be 2 men on with 1 out, but you're aggressive. You're going to be aggressive no matter what the situation. And the situation is there's a man on first, 2 out. And Michael Grimmett is going to try to see if he can get this game to extra innings. Strike 1. There's a lot of outfield on that Josh Alexander hit, and too much for anybody to cover. These players aren't used to that much field. Two balls and no strikes. So that was a perfectly placed ball. Suddenly we're at 3-0, and that try for a stolen base would be even bigger. It would be 1 out, but the base is loaded. Michael Grimmett, though, is trying to get to the 8th inning, and that makes that out at second even bigger. 2 men on, 2 men out. Mitch Shopey could be the hero. I would give Mitch Shopey the player of the game with a base hit, because that would probably win the game. Swinging. Strike 1. Yeah, that might have been the ball game without that try for a stolen base. But we'll see if it turns out okay for Firestone anyway or not. 1-1. This has been a good one. Beautiful day. A beautiful ballpark. Strike 2. Mitch Shopey is swinging like if I can connect, I can win this game. Foul ball. Somebody tried to catch it with his hat. Probably not the best idea. Just let it bounce. That's what I say. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on, but the man at second is the important one. See what Mitch Shopey can do. Takes ball 3. So now everybody will be going. So I thought that was ball 3. but this scoreboard has been bad. And I think that was ball 3. Everybody will be going. And he throws it away to try to get the guy from third, and the game is over. And the game ends on an error. Wow. And it's an east error. Wow, that was highly unusual. Just a bad way to end the game. Both teams were fantastic. Firestone wins 7-6, 7 runs, 7 hits, 6 errors. For East, 6 runs, 4 hits, and 5 errors. I think while they shake hands here, and I thank everybody responsible, which is the fantastic Ryan Rittenhouse and Jim Morgan. My name is Peter George. I think I'm going to give my my player of the game to Mitch. He was at bat, and he was at bat when the run scored. So I'm giving him my player of the game. All right, this has been a fantastic game. Thank you for watching. You've been watching City Series Baseball on APS 15. I thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.